my name is Kyle, and today we're going to be talking about a YouTuber called Mushroom Girl. But before we get into that, I would like to make a quick disclaimer. The topics we will be discussing today includes rape, scat sexualization of minors, abuse, sexual assault, suicide, rape, grooming, robbery, 9/11, terrorism, rape, inflation porn, inflation, terrorism, unemployment, hygiene, inflation, and many more. If any of these topics bother you, I suggest you go cry about it. Skip this video. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the video. So there's a rumor that's been going around that the YouTuber Mushroom Girl has been hiding a secret inflation account, but has recently deactivated due to not wanting it to be known or found out. I can personally say from what I've seen, this is most likely true. I did some digging and managed to get in contact with someone who was more aware and knowledgeable of their DeviantArt account and what its purpose was, as well as the content she posted. But we'll get onto that later on in the video. So if you've been in the community long enough, you know who I'm talking about. Mushroom Girl is kind of infamous at this point, and not necessarily in a good way. The main issue people seem to have with her is that she's always doing a bit. Like, no matter the situation, she's constantly putting on a show. You know that feeling when you're just trying to have a chill conversation, but someone keeps breaking out into character? Yeah, that's her.
Characteristics in the OCs is none of your business, including if they want to make the OC a rapist. Hell, weren't you the bitch simping for Bob fucking Velzub? You know, that cannibalistic serial killer character, but simply making your OC a rapist?
Just look at these reactions from the community. People are genuinely frustrated because they feel like she's never serious. And let's be honest, sometimes it's just too much. Whether it's her constant joking or that overly exaggerated furry voice she uses, it all comes across as trying way too hard. And it's not just about her always being in character. The furry voice she uses, it's like nails on a chalkboard for some people. I get it. Having a unique personality is great, but when you're always putting on a persona, it can feel like you're not being authentic. That's a big part of why people find her so annoying. They feel like they never get to see the real her. Now, don't get me wrong. Being funny and lighthearted isn't a bad thing. But when it's nonstop and it feels forced, it loses its charm. People want to connect with creators who are genuine, who can balance humor with realness. Mushroom Girl? She's just not hitting that balance for a lot of folks. If you ask me, she's about as full of hot air as her DeviantArt characters. Compare that with others in the community who mix things up. They can be goofy, sure, but they also know when to dial it back and have a real conversation. That's why they're so well loved. They're relatable, they're real, and they don't need to put on an act 24/7. Now here's the thing. When you're part of a community, especially one like the Mushroom Girls, where knowledge and passion run deep, it's important to actually know your stuff. Unfortunately, Mushroom Girl has a bit of a reputation for not really understanding the topics she's talking about. Whether she's oversimplifying complex topics or just getting things outright wrong, it's a major turnoff for people who care about this community. And look, I'm not saying everyone has to be an expert. We all start somewhere. And learning is a big part of any community. But what really gets under people's skin is when someone acts like they know everything, but clearly doesn't. It feels disingenuous, like she's just trying to play the part without putting in the effort to really understand what it's all about. Compare that with others in the community who actually take the time to learn and share accurate information. They're respected because they're not just there for the attention, they're there to contribute something valuable. That's what the community appreciates. People who add to the conversation, not just talk to hear themselves talk. Moving on, let's talk about her art style and the absence of unique flair most other artists have. I feel like I have seen this style countless times from many different creators and artists like her. I'm not exactly sure how this happens or where it starts, but my main assumption is they try to rip their art style from media like Has-Been Hotel or countless other popular shows to try appeal to their fan base and bring them over to themselves. Mushroom Girl's work is beyond disappointing. It's an embarrassment. It's like she's given up entirely, cranking out the same tired, stale content that wouldn't stand out in a sea of mediocrity. In a community that's all about innovation and creativity, her art sticks out like a sore thumb for all the wrong reasons. People aren't just annoyed, they're fed up with her half-assed efforts. Her art is the epitome of laziness, derivative, predictable, and downright dull. It's clear she has zero ambition to improve or contribute anything of value. She's not just failing to keep up, she's dragging the whole vibe down. At this point, her presence in the community is more of a liability than anything else. If she can't muster the effort to evolve and offer something worth looking at, she might as well pack it in and stop wasting everyone's time. Mushroom Girl's so-called art is nothing short of a disgrace. It's like she's stuck on autopilot, mindlessly spewing out the same lifeless garbage over and over. In a community fueled by creativity, her pathetic attempts are not just forgettable, they're a slap in the face to everyone who actually gives a damn about pushing the envelope. Let's be real, her work is an insult to the word art. It's derivative, soulless, and reeks of laziness. How does she even have the nerve to keep churning out this bland, cookie-cutter nonsense? It's like she's allergic to originality or just too lazy to even try. Her presence is a black hole, sucking the energy and excitement out of the community. If she thinks she can coast by on this recycled trash, she's delusional. People are done with her tired act. At this point, she's not just irrelevant, she's a liability, dragging down the entire creative scene. If she has any sense left, she'd realize it's time to either evolve or get the hell out before she becomes a permanent joke. Now back to the main topic of this video, Mushroom Girl's inflation account. I couldn't find much about it on my own. However, I was able to find someone who apparently knew and frequently visited her page, the contents of which were pretty disturbing to your average person. I guess she was aware of this and took the page down to avoid negative feedback from her community. As we all know, she's been getting a lot as it is. I asked the person if I could do a short interview to get a better insight on what the content was like. Here is how it went.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
No.
Very funny. Anyway, thank you for agreeing to answer some of my questions about Mushroom Girl's private Deviant art account.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, let's start. What type of content did she post on this Deviant art account?
Just about what you'd expect from a DeviantArt account. Some of her art was normal, but the majority of it was stuff like inflation or furry art.
So, did you visit this page frequently?
Yeah, I yanked the hug to her art from time to time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So what happened to her account?
Got taken down. A shame, really.
Right.
Yup.
Well, thank you for answering my questions. You've been very helpful.
Uh-huh.
Enjoy your day.
Okay.
So what we can see here is clear evidence that Mushroom Girl has a secret inflation account and is a weirdo and likes inflation. In conclusion, Mushroom Girl is transphobic, racist, a terrorist, a predator, and a liar. I'm Kyle, and thanks for watching.
Trying to forget. I touched you multiple times while we were secluded and alone. Haha, you couldn't say no. Haha, get touched. I love manipulation. The death was a ghost, just a way to say goodbye.